In today's episode, which is part 2 of a 3-part series in Louisiana, we take a boat through the Atchafalaya River Basin, which is the biggest swamp in North America. We stop and get some local crawfish in the best Cajun restaurant in the state, and spend some time with our old friend Skeeter, who shares his wisdom with us while he cooks up an amazing pot of frog and turtle stew.
I'm Skeeter Ray, having a good old time on a Sunday night, cooking a pot of turtle and frog in a brownish red gravy. Okay, we are going to eat a glorious meal on a Sunday night. Don't get no better than this. Cold beer, good bullshit, and good food. Don't get no better. Of course, I guess you can see why I learned how to cook. Look at this beautiful physique, boy. You know, a body. That's what I'm talking about. Look, it took me 71 years to get this body. You know, I had to work at that, boy. But it was fun, though, you know.
It was fun getting that body, huh?
Oh, it was fun getting that body.
All right, folks, meet Ronnie, our guide.
How you doing?
Where are we at today, Ronnie?
We are in the Atchafalaya Basin. It's the largest river swamp in the United States, which is located in Louisiana.
Okay.
And you have access for a lot of hunting and fishing, and just coming out here and doing whatever. You come live out here if you want. You know.
Wow.
You know.
Cool. Are we gonna hit the road again?
Yeah, we can. We're gonna move on down. Everything's about to change again. You know. That's the thing about the Atchafalaya Basin. It goes from rivers, lakes, swamps, backwater lakes. Cool. Flooded cypress and all that kind of.
Well, I forgot to mention we had a message from Skeeter for you.
What could that be?
Skeeter Ray says you can kiss his big white ass.
Oh, I think I heard that before. So,
all right. Well, cool. All right, let's hit the road.
All right.
There's a lot of fish in here. A lot of carp, buffalo, bass, sac-a-lait, you know, crappie, you know. Crawfishing in this area, normally pretty good. It just depends on the time of the year and the water. So, and that's the main thing the commercial fishermen are after. It's crawfish now, you know. So, you know, every crawfish you can catch, you can sell. There's a market for it. You never catch enough, you know. So this is the wild crawfish out here. So.
A lot of people make a living off of crawfish out here.
Yeah, they do. It's just that some years are very, very good. You know, some they struggle. You know, you just pretty much pay for gas and bait. But some guys been doing it, you know, since they've been, you know, teenagers. So that's all they do, and they're pretty good crawfishermen. You know, they're gonna find them eventually. You know, and you'll see them. They'll come out 30, 40 sacks sometimes. You know, crawfish. You know, looking at 1,000 pounds to 1,200 pounds, you know, something like that, at least a crawfish. And that's when it's fun, you know, like, you know, if you do it part-time, you start catching like that, you're like, oh, I'm quitting my job, man. I'm going crawfishing, you know, because, I mean, you have the freedom to come out here and do that, you know. Just like it would be right here. You'd be going through these woods right here, you know, just days like this is beautiful out here, you know, so. But it's all about, you know, with Mother Nature, you know. She ain't gonna give it to you, you gotta take it, you know. So, but if you work, you know, you find them, so.
Wow.
Pretty quiet, huh? Yeah.
Very peaceful.
Yeah. It's an adventure, you know, so.
It definitely is. It'd be easy to get lost out
Yeah,
here.
you can, yeah. So if you just coming out here riding, just take off, you know, and after a while, you know, you can get turning around, you know, so always bring enough fuel, so yeah. But it's a lot of freedom to come out here and do what you want to do. I mean, it don't cost you anything. You know, your boat, your equipment, you know, if you fish or whatever, your fishing license or whatever, so have at it. Come live out here if you want, you know, so yeah, so.
Yeah, there was that little camp, you said it was like $500 a year?
Yeah, you know, that's about average, you know, depends where it's located. It could be a little bit more, but it's probably $500 or $600 a year, you know. You get a surface lease or whatever from the state, you know, and then have at it, you know.
So is there Wi-Fi in a Starbucks out here?
Oh man, not that I know
If
of.
Skeeter puts one.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah.
Skeeter's gonna open a bar.
I know,
out
yeah.
here.
Yeah, so I was telling you earlier, he was wanting like, man, you know, if I can get out here, well, I can put me a bar out here. So he would be the one to do it.
What
yeah.
kind of characters would that bar attract out here in
Oh
the swamp?
my, probably some like Skeeter, I imagine, yeah. Well, there will always be somebody, you know, once the word get out, you get probably all walks of life probably, yeah. So.
It floods quite a lot out
Yeah,
here.
right. And that flood water, hey, bring the water on out here, you know. Yeah, you know, that's what revives this whole place with wildlife, birds, fish, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So
The flooding's good out here.
right. Oh yeah, bring it on. Yeah. So when they standing on the roofs and stuff like that over there in Illinois, you know, along the river, we crawfishing in here. We, you know, so Mother Nature, you know, that's all it's about here. That's what's doing it. So well, if you want, we'll continue.
Yeah.
We're going to go through here. We'll keep on going. It's going to open up to a lake, and we'll get over there. And I got a few crawfish traps baited, kind of see what's going on a little bit, you know. And
Do you expect to have any crawfish in there?
who knows, you know.
We'll see.
But might be a few, you know. I just baited yesterday. When it's cold like this or something like, it's kind of slow, you know, when they get in. The peak time in here is probably really could be April and late April, May, you know.
Okay.
And the higher the water in the Atchafalaya Basin, the longer the crawfish season. You know, I mean, people crawfish all the way into September sometimes here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna be in the basin, you're gonna have to deal with this water hyacinth, this thick vegetation, you know. So, all right, we're back in the center here. Something. The crawfish though come in through right there on the bottom. The trap is sitting on the bottom like this, and crawfish come in through there. You're looking for about 3 or 4 or 5 pounds per trap, you know, and you're doing pretty good. Sometimes when you're running really good, you'll get even more. You know, you'll run like 5 or 6 traps and catch a sack of crawfish, you know, and a sack's about 35 pounds, you know, so that's when it's really good. That's when it's fun. Put that corn. After they eat that bait, the fish, you run your traps every 3 or 4 days sometimes, you know, if it's slow. But after they eat the bait, they'll start eating that corn, you know. Once it sinks, it'll hold them in the trap. So, yeah. So, and that's your crawfish trap. So, it's not, the traps are not made so much tall like this to catch that much crawfish in one trap. It's made because if the water gets bad, you know, they can, you know, get above the water line and they won't die. So that kind of stuff. So, and you'll just put traps all through these woods, you know. Try to keep going straight, you know. So.
guys. So this is our main kitchen here at Crawfish Town USA. This is where we do our frying, grilling, broiling, our saute stations in here. All of the common foods you see in a restaurant, we run our boiler room separately.
Okay, awesome. Can we get a look at some crawfish?
Yeah, follow me. So this is a room dedicated just to boiling. We're not boiling a whole lot today because crawfish season is starting a little bit late. But you see these guys, since we don't have a whole bunch, of crawfish, we're kind of grading them on a small table because crawfish season is off to a slow start this season.
Do they usually start in April?
We usually start in December and we roll in really heavy now. We had a really terrible drought in Louisiana this year, so we're starting really late. So we really don't have the volume of crawfish we normally would. But if you look over here, we boil our crawfish in clear water with no seasoning, and we transfer it over to our seasoned pot, that's where all the magic happens. Our blend of seasonings is pretty unique to our restaurant. Gives it a really great flavor.
Yeah.
That's what everybody comes here for.
So what are they doing here right now?
They're actually taking out any dead or sticks because crawfish comes in, relatively it's straight out of the pond. So you'll see grass and those kind of things that are not wanted on the table.
Right.
So they're separating them out so they can cook them up and send out a great dish.
Wow. Excellent.
All right.
Cool.
That'll be enough for you?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so we started off with the order of hush puppies. Now, I thought hush puppies were something different, but this is kind of a battered, it's almost like a battered cornbread, and they give it to you with tartar sauce. Well, they are very good. Fried food's not really my forte. Another thing we got here are Gulf oysters. So they tend to be a lot bigger than your regular oyster. So I like to put lemon on there, and a little bit of this horseradish, some kick. I actually like Tabasco on mine. And they're so big, they're kind of hard to shoot, so you just kind of get messy with them. On its own, it's almost like just like the ocean. Very fresh tasting. And then of course you have the lemon and the horseradish that just accompanies it perfectly. But you also have this type of sauce here that goes really well with it as well. And that also has some horseradish in it. It is a perfect appetizer. I think oysters are great, full of zinc, very healthy for you, great protein source. So we have some crawfish coming next. I'm really excited about that. I got the hot kind. So I've heard they can get pretty hot. So we'll see about that because I can do pretty hot. I can do a 9 or a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Basically, I can go hot enough to where my scalp turns white and just sweats. But we'll see. All right, crawfish coming next. Actually, I lied. I saw that they have gator bites on the menu, so I had to get some of those. So this is basically alligator meat, battered and deep fried, and it comes in a praline or praline cream. So praline is basically sugar, nuts, and vanilla. And that actually makes a lot of sense. There's pecans in there. You can taste the brown sugar, the vanilla, and then the meat is really soft and tender. You'd think that like alligator meat would be super tough because they're such a just rugged animal because they look like rubber, but the meat is very fluffy and tender on the inside. Of course, everybody says it tastes like chicken, but honestly it does, but it's like a lighter, fluffier chicken. And I would have never thought that this would be good sweet, but it makes so much sense with this corn, flour, sugar, almost caramelly vanilla flavor. All right, so how do we eat crawfish? I've never quite taken these apart, and I know it's kind of complicated.
Okay. So first you're gonna grab it. I'll take one. So got the head and the tail, of course. So you're gonna twist off the tail. Okay. A lot of people like to suck the meat out of the head. There's fat in there. They say that holds the flavor. Alrighty. And then you're gonna take the tail. You're gonna pinch off We'll twist off the first 2 rings. Got some like rings on top. And then you're gonna pinch at the end of the tail, right here, and wiggle the meat out. It comes out pretty easy. And then a lot of people take out the fat right here, like there's a hoop string, a lot of people call it. And then you take the tail and eat it.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. All righty, sure thing.
Thank you.
Of course. Y'all enjoy.
Okay, so if you know me, I'm notoriously kind of a messy eater, so this is just my style. This is actually kind of perfect for me. So we'll see if I can replicate what she did. So she said you twist the head off, and already I messed it up. But I heard something about sucking fat out of the head. And there was a lot of flavor in there. There we go. Peel back that shell. I'm already slaughtering this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm such a caveman with this stuff. I'm just pinching it and getting frustrated. There we go. There we go. I got it. Cool. Very salty. Definitely pretty spicy. It's up there. I would say a 7 or an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me see if I can do this one more time. Because what she did, she twisted it off, right? She twisted something off. Maybe it was here. Maybe it was the tail she twisted off. And then they suck the fat out of that. Okay, yeah, that's where the flavor is. That's where you get the cayenne and the spice. And it's a fatty oil. Okay, man, it's a lot of work for a little piece of meat. But it is very good. And it's kind of fun. You're more interactive with your food. If I was really hungry, I would be kind of frustrated that I had to wait more. But that's what that little piece of meat looks like there. So it's probably less than an ounce of meat in each and every one. And we also got this andouille sausage. Smoky. This has been smoked, you can tell. A little bit of spice. Just a classic Louisiana Southern Cajun sausage. Dude, this is just 2 pounds, by the way. Ooh, so I got a lot of work to do. Okay, see you soon.
I'm Skeeter Ray, Godfather of the Bayou, as they call me. We sitting here by the fire, enjoying a nice Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, with a little fire going. Got some good bullshit, and got a little pot of turtle and frog legs cooking in the house to feed my friends here. And we just enjoying a beautiful Sunday afternoon, sitting around a campfire, you know. And if it got any better than this, the good Lord kept it for himself, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Cold beer, nice fire, pot of food cooking in the house. What more you want? No problem, dude. We're gonna have a good meal. I'm not kidding you. Feed y'all something you never ate, and I think you'll be impressed. I really hope so. Look, when you go back, you can go back, put this in the car.
Oh, that looks great.
That's that bread. Whoa, that one's eat on. That's the sample, and this is the one y'all gonna take with you.
Oh, wow,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, boys, you talk about hitting, girl. Oh, unbelievable. You know, turtle and frog legs here, oh, that's a delicacy, bro. That's some choice eating, I promise you. Of course, I guess you can see why I learned how to cook. Look at this beautiful physique, boy. You know, a body. That's what I'm talking about. Look, it took me 71 years to get this body. You know, I had to work at that, boy. But it was fun, though, you know.
It was fun getting that body, huh?
Oh, it was fun getting that body. I ate many a good meal. Many a good bullshit sessions to get that meal. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm gonna put it in what we call a little coubillon.
Coubillon?
Yeah, Cookin.
What's that?
That's a gravy. That's a type of gravy. You brown the turtle, and then you put a little tomato sauce with it, and you get a golden color.
Okay.
And you let that cook down slow, it makes you a nice little gravy. And if you notice, lots of times when people cooking in Louisiana, you'll see the spoons. See how the spoons cut off like that? You know why? So when you put it in there and you get stuff stuck in the bottom of the pot, you can scrape off the bottom pot. You can scratch the bottom of the pot and get the gramies off the bottom. Yeah.
What's this here?
This is turtle going in the pot. Oh, look out. We always put the tail, man, because the tail's got meat on it, it's got flavor on it. You know, and it's just it's a ritual, like the old guys cook a catfish. They won't cook catfish without the skin and clean the catfish. They want that head. They got to put the head where the flavor's at, you know. But so.
Is it pretty much everyone like that around here, where you just share food and help each other out?
A lot of them, the older ones.
The younger folks aren't doing that so much?
No, sir.
So when you were their age, were you doing this type of thing where you're helping out the community?
Well, I was helping my mama when I was younger. When I first started cooking, I was probably 9, 10. I never did do much baking. I ain't too much of a baker. You know, I'm more a bullshitter.
So Skeeter, what would you say to younger folks who aren't really involved with their community, helping each other out and, you know, helping out their parents and their families?
Well, it's hard to tell them anything right now because they all got a mind of their own right now, you know, and it's hard. Some of them, it's hard to turn that around. The kids of today, they're not into learning about the cooking and what have you like we did, you know. If you want anything, you got to work. You know, you can't sit on your ass at home. You know, you got to get with the program. And so, you know, that's why a lot of the coming in of the cooking and stuff on the side. And, you know, when you was in the country, like, everybody was, lots of time, everybody in the neighborhood cooked and what have you. And you got invited to go to lots of times on Saturday afternoon, Friday night or something, you go to so-and-so's house for supper. They'd call, y'all come, we cooking something for supper, you know, y'all come eat with us, you know. And it was always something good too, partner. Cool. What? Always excellent food, you know.
So when you say you have to, if you want something, you have to work for it, what do you think about people who want everything for free and they feel like they deserve?
You really don't want to get me started on that. You know, it's ridiculous what's going on.
I agree.
It's ridiculous what's being given away. I see it all the time around here. It's given to able-bodied people that could be working. I see people that's not in good shape at all, you know, that need the help, can't get it. Right next door, they got an able-bodied person that could be out there working.
What do you think it does to a person who gets free things when they can't actually work? They're just avoiding the work and they still get what they want. What do you think that does to a person later in life?
They love it. They're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
They're beating the system.
Yeah.
They're beating the system. Mm-hmm. And they're going to keep doing it.
Right.
And in a way, you know, I don't blame them. I blame the system for not investigating that this SOB can go to work. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're letting them do it. The system is letting them do it. So, you know, it's just one of them things. The only thing I can do is get my little groceries I get and be happy with it, because I damn sure can't stop it.
So one thing we quickly noticed, well, I noticed this when I saw you on the Fearless and Far YouTube channel, but obviously yesterday when we met for the first time, that you and your friends are very energetic, happy people, and there's a lot of just connection between you guys.
Yeah.
What would you say leads to that? What's like the key to happiness, would you say?
We've been that way a long time. Mm-hmm. Longevity, friendship. You know, and we learn to do for each other. You don't ask what you can do for me, you ask what I can do for you, if it's a partner. You know what I'm saying? And if you're cooking something or doing something and it's something or if a guy's around his house doing something and needs some help with something, you reach out and put your hand, hey, cuz, what you need, man? Can I help you? You know, that's what we do.
You know, when they studied like blue zones where people live to be over 100, the centennials.
Yeah.
For a long time, they thought that what led them to live to be over 100 was a specific type of diet, right? And then the more that they studied it, they found that they were more active. But then they later found that they had friendships and community, strong community, and a spiritual practice. So it really just came down to this health and longevity being a four-legged chair, right? The diet, the spiritual practice, the community, and the physical, because they were active. So it seems like you've got a lot of that.
Well, if you ever notice, 90% of those people that live to be that age, they're about big as my finger. Right. You know, they're real small, thin people. You understand what I'm saying? And they're active. Yes, they're active, but they don't eat a lot of rich foods like I do. You know what I'm saying? But they thin. You know, they don't have the they're not packing the extra weight like I'm packing. But I don't care. I enjoy my food. I'm gonna be like.
Well, you've been working on this for 71 years.
That's right. So look, it took a while to get this physique body, baby. Look at here. There you go. Thank you. You know.
so that's a good point. So most people who live to be older are thinner and relatively healthier
and
physically.
a lot of them, you know, like I have some Chinese, Japanese friends, you know, they eat a lot of rice, and everybody says don't eat rice. Now, I had a friend of mine used to be a chiropractor that said, always remember R&R, rice for rest. When you eat a plate of rice for supper, you're going to sleep well, okay? But he didn't tell you you were just supposed to eat that rice and not all that pretty gravy you put on top of that rice, you know? That's what puts the pork chops right there, you know?
Okay, hang on a second.
He's only 2 years older than me.
I couldn't pay him that up. I had to get him while the camera was off. Get my punches in.
Get your punches in while the camera's off.
Yeah.
Yesterday, of course, I acknowledge how beautiful my beautiful wife is, Angela.
Sure.
But you keep saying that she's my daughter, which means that I look old as fuck.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
so, you
have to realize something, okay? Most old people, I'm an exception to the rule, okay? Most old people, they ain't got no hair on their head. Look where you at. You got a landing strip up there, dog.
Yeah.
Look at here. 71 years old.
Yeah.
And look, you don't see any gray hair in there, huh?
Yeah, and I have no hair.
No hair.
And you've been building your physique for about 30 years longer than me.
I know, but yours is shot to shit with no hair on that head. You're finished.
Okay, so I was very overweight at one point in life. Okay, so I was over 300 pounds at my biggest, about 12 or 13 years ago. And then I started balding, and I said to myself, I can't be fat and bald, and I can't stop the balding, so I might as well get fit and jacked. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to do that myself at 71 years old. I need to lose some weight.
Well, because, you've got hair, so you're okay. You don't need to. And a fantastic
That's
beard.
all I got. Thank God I got hair.
And a fantastic
thank God
beard.
I got hair.
So you were saying that you were once a model.
Just my head. Not your head. Hey.
You know, so I mentioned I was very overweight years ago.
Yeah.
And when people would make fun of me like that, my friends would pat my belly or they'd say, hey man, you're getting fat. I'd always say, yeah, well, every time I fuck your mom, she makes me a sandwich.
Pow, pow, pop, pop, pow. Take that, you bastard, you. How you like me now? Go ahead and talk your shit about my fat, boy. Oh. You better cut that camera off. You're going to get a shot sure as hell, boy.
We're not getting canceled.
Yeah.
It's okay. Here's the thing I've learned about getting canceled. You know, on the topic of, people getting canceled, they can't cancel you if you don't give a fuck. Yeah. If you don't play their game, they can't win and nobody can.
There you go.
Yeah. So something I've noticed about almost everybody here that we've met so far is that when the topic of food comes up, right? You were just talking about you were just talking about these tips on how to make the best onion rings, for example.
Right.
Everyone seems to have such a deep knowledge on food. And when that topic comes up, you can talk and talk and talk about
When you
how
have
to prepare.
someone that's a food person, you know, and a cook, whether it be a Cajun cook like me, you know what I'm saying? You'll find that. Okay.
So my question would be, how important is it, because I've talked about this on this channel before, how important is it to have food as kind of the centerpiece of building a community?
Food brings people together, and without food, you're out there scrounging, and it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's just a way to get together and enjoy food, and to be able to get to visit, see one another. You know what I mean? And just put things together. You know.
Right. So we get together and we gather and we communicate around food. And here's something, maybe you've thought about this before, or maybe not. Maybe you might disagree with this. But if we go back to how the human brain was developed when we first started speaking, it was sometime after we discovered controlling fire. We could control fire, which meant we could sit around a fire and cook meat. And then that's when the brain started to develop.
Yeah.
And we started speaking to one another and developed language and then eventually writing. So in a sense, in a very primal sense, in our DNA, it is written to communicate around food and have that community. Right?
That's right.
So in a sense, it's in us to sit around food and build community. Does that make
That's
sense?
right. Exactly.
And something I've noticed about you and your friends and just the community here in general is that everyone is very proud of their food. They talk about it forever. They have all their own cooking styles and tips and tricks.
Oh yeah, you're gonna find that.
And it's great food,
Yeah.
Good Southern cooking.
Oh yeah.
And it's made with love. You know, a lot of that Southern cooking is just home cooked food that people cook for their friends and their family. And you can. It sounds weird, but you can almost taste the love. You know.
You can taste the love.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it.
And you're sharing that with us here, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's time we're gonna put the frog legs in.
Frog legs. So we've got the turtle,
Frog
stew,
legs and frog backs.
frog legs and backs now.
Yeah.
Man, this smells great. So you said earlier why you're putting the frog legs in so much later.
Because they don't take as long to cook as the turtle. Okay.
So they're more tender.
Right. Exactly. All right. Here it is, a big Sunday afternoon. We had a good day, a good boucherie yesterday, killing hogs, making boudin, making cracklings and what have you, and backbone stew. And there's something different now, something lighter. I've got a pot of turtle and frogs cooking in a gravy. You gotta have a backup, okay? You know, there we go, right there. Look at that, boy. And it's what you call, I done put it on drink, all right? That means I turn the fire down and let it go. I won't have to stir it no more.
All right, Skeeter, you brought us this bread here. What is this exactly?
Cajun made, homemade sausage, cheese, and jalapeno bread. They bake it right there fresh in the bowl. They make it fresh in the morning. And don't get no better than that.
Sausage, cheese,
Yeah.
jalapeno, and bread.
Yes.
4 amazing things
Oh, unbelievable.
in one.
Yes.
All right.
That's called a meal in one if you don't know the truth.
It is. Oh, wow.
And you think we get to the bottom where it's kind of stuck to the bottom, that's what the goodness is.
The gooey bits
There
stuck
you
at the bottom.
Break it loose.
Okay, that's like where the cheese is
There you
melted.
go. That's where the grimace is at. You gonna see? Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, man.
Oh, knock me down and pick me up, baby.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy, boy? Who's your daddy?
You
God damn it.
apparently. Skeeter Ray, the Godfather of the Bayou, is my dad.
Yes, sir. $11
$11.
for that plate. You know what I mean?
That's-
Worth every damn penny.
It is. I would
You
pay
know-
a lot more for that. So what are we doing right now? Is the stew almost ready, or?
The gravy, yeah, it's just about ready. I'm just letting it settle down, get a little more water out of it where it's a little bit thicker, and probably another 30 minutes or so.
I noticed you cook things slower, and it brings out this smell and flavor and tenderness.
Low and slow, baby.
Yeah.
Believe me. If I go to Texas and meet y'all, I'm gonna have guys chest loaded with some food to cook when I get over there.
Well, we'll be cooking for you.
And I'll bring my black pot, my little pot that I cooked the crackling in last night.
Okay.
That's got to go with me, and I'm gonna bring a box of crackling and cook some crackers for y'all.
So wherever you travel, you're just ready to cook.
I'll bring stuff with me.
Yeah.
Always do. Let me tell you something. They always told me, if you want to get to a woman, you get to her through her belly.
Well,
You feed her. You know what I'm saying.
yeah.
And you want to make friendship like you, I get to you through your belly. Same thing. I feed you a good plate of food.
That's all you've been doing since we met. Introducing us to great food. And people.
That's what it's all about.
You want some of this?
Oh no, go ahead. I'm getting me a plate of that turtle when that thing's ready. I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen with that.
Every time we talk about food, you can explain how to catch it, how to clean it, how to prepare it, multiple different ways.
Yeah. You gotta know that though.
It's
If
messy.
you want to eat, you gotta know that.
Yeah.
You know,
What would you say to people who don't know how to cook?
they're in trouble.
In trouble, yeah.
They're in trouble.
Because they're relying on buying boxed processed foods from the shelf 100% of the time, which, by the way, like sometimes it's okay, right? But if you don't know how to cook, you're going to be reliant on someone else preparing.
Most of the time, it ain't worth a damn.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, two meats I have never had, which is frog and turtle, cooked up by our good friend, Mr. Skeeter Ray.
That's right.
Thank you, sir, for being so generous, for inviting us into your home and sharing your good cooking. So the rice is seasoned with something, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this frog. I've never had that. Looks like a leg. It looks super tender. I mean, this has been cooking for a few hours, so. Oh, wow. That is so soft and delicate.
That meat is so tender.
It's super tender, super light and fluffy. And, you know, I know it's cliche. Everyone says it tastes like chicken, but it
Just
does.
like M&M. Melt in your mouth and on your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's the turtle. I've never had turtle before either.
Okay. A turtle tender too.
It's very tender. I expected kind of a fishy flavor, but it's not at all.
Mm-mm.
It's almost like beef, honestly. It tastes like a bit like beef. Spicy with all the flavors, all the spices that you used.
Mm-hmm.
But super tender, very flavorful, and I'm surprised. I mean, I've heard that frog is a bit like chicken and that it's tender, but I'm actually very surprised at the turtle. It's fatty. I expected that marine sort of fishy flavor, but it's it's almost white on the inside even.
Uh-huh.
And the turtle, it's dark, but it's kind of lighter on the inside too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So the trick is to put it in the bone in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get any ideas. And then suck the meat off and pull the bone out of the other side. Let's see if
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
let's see if I can accomplish that then. Ooh, that's
You got that accomplished? I'm going to give you a coon-ass certificate.
There's a bone.
There you go. Suck the bone, baby. The best is next to the bone. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I have to say I have a new appreciation for Cajun cooking.
Yeah.
It's home cooked food with lots of love, lots of flavor, and you spent time with it. So this food was brought to you by a friend. Oftentimes it's caught by the person the animal's been
I got
trapped.
a friend of mine caught the turtle.
friend
He
got
gave
the
me the turtle, and a friend of mine caught the frog, gave me the frog. I just had to clean everything.
Yeah, so it's not store bought. It's just all.
Oh no!
From
The only
Friends.
thing store bought in here is the onions, bell pepper, celery, and the rice.
So all of this has come from friendship, spending time together, and he spent time cooking it, putting it together for us as new friends. And you can taste that. You can taste the love in these meals.
That's right.
That's what home cooked Southern cooking's all about.
My God. Oh man. Oh, I'm in trouble. I have eaten too much, Tut. It's your fault. Yeah. Why you did that to me, Tut? Made me cook like that. How this little silly dog? How this silly dog? Who you love, Tut? Huh? Who you love? Who you love? You love Daddy? Huh? Tell me you love me. Huh? Tell Daddy you love him. Come on, talk to me. Huh? Oh, excuse me. That Coke. Not bad manners, baby. Just good food. Oh, boy. Cool. Okay, it's time for y'all to go. Last piece of advice? Cool. Chill out because you're full like an egg, and I hope you enjoyed the meal. I say don't get no better than this right here. Thank y'all. Damn it, I had a good time, you know?
Us too. Well, thank you, sir. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Skeeter Ray,
Thank you, my
folks.
friend.
Yeah.